Welcome to an exciting journey where you'll not only be inspired, but also enhance your English skills. Today, we explore the incredible life of Albert Einstein, a man whose groundbreaking ideas and fearless courage changed the world forever. As you listen, pay close attention to the new phrases and vocabulary I'll be introducing. This isn't just about learning English. It's about discovering how curiosity and persistence can lead to greatness. So stay focused, and let's dive into this story to improve your listening and understanding. Albert Einstein was born on March 14, 1879, in the small town of Ulm, in the Kingdom of Württemberg, Germany. The son of Hermann Einstein, a businessman, and Pauline Koch, a loving and intelligent woman, young Albert grew up in an environment of quiet curiosity. His family wasn't particularly religious, but his Jewish heritage would later play a significant role in his life and choices. From an early age, Albert showed signs of brilliance, though not in the way people expected. As a baby, he was unusually quiet, and for a long time, he didn't speak at all. His mother, concerned about his late speech development, sought reassurance from a doctor. By age 3, Albert finally spoke his first words, but even then, his speech was marked by an intense desire for solitude, preferring to reflect on the world rather than interact with others. At the age of 5, Albert received a magnetic compass from his father. The boy was captivated by the mysterious way the needle always pointed north, as if the compass were responding to some invisible force. This moment is often remembered as one of the first sparks that ignited his lifelong curiosity about the invisible forces that govern the universe. His interest in such mysteries grew as he entered school, although his relationship with formal education was not always easy. As a child, Einstein was enrolled in the Peterschule, a Catholic school in Munich, where his family had moved. He was a serious, thoughtful student who enjoyed reading books. However, Albert struggled with the rigid, authoritarian style of the German education system, which didn't encourage questioning or independent thinking. He became known for his stubbornness and nonconformity. His teachers often criticized him for his lack of discipline, and at times, even his classmates found him strange. But in his solitude, Einstein's mind was already engaged with far more profound ideas than the rote memorization that his school demanded. Despite his unremarkable performance in traditional subjects, Albert had a strong affinity for mathematics and was a self-taught prodigy. By age 12, he had mastered algebra and geometry and spent countless hours studying books on physics, including those on Euclidean geometry and theory of light. These subjects sparked his imagination and led him to questions no one around him seemed to ask. When Albert was 15, his family moved again, this time to Milan, Italy, where his father's business ventures had taken them. Unable to finish school in Munich due to his lack of discipline, Einstein was enrolled in a school in Aarau, Switzerland, where he could complete his high school education. The school in Aarau was very different from the schools in Germany. It was more relaxed and encouraged students to think for themselves. Finally, Albert thrived in this environment, gaining his diploma in 1896, after which he enrolled at the Swiss Federal Polytechnic School in Zurich to study physics and mathematics. It was during his time in Zurich that Albert met Mileva Maric, a fellow student from Serbia. Mileva was intelligent and ambitious, just like Albert, and the two developed a close relationship. Over time, they became not just partners in academics, but also in life. Albert and Mileva eventually married in 1903, and their first child, Lieserl, was born. However, the details of Lieserl's life are shrouded in mystery. Some believe she died in infancy, while others suggest she was given up for adoption. Einstein graduated in 1900, but it wasn't easy for him to find a job in academia. He applied to many universities, but his unconventional ideas were not easily accepted, and he faced rejection after rejection. In 1902, Albert found a position at the Swiss Patent Office in Bern, where he worked as a clerk reviewing patent applications. Though it wasn't the career he had envisioned, this job allowed Einstein to spend his spare time thinking about problems in physics, and it would ultimately be the environment in which he developed his groundbreaking ideas. In 1905, at the age of 26, Einstein experienced what would later be called his annus mirabilis, or miracle year. In that single year, he published 4 scientific papers in the journal Annalen der Physik, papers that would revolutionize the world of physics and set the stage for his later fame. These included his work on the photoelectric effect, which explained that light could behave both as a wave and a particle, leading to the development of quantum theory. This was followed by his work on Brownian motion, providing experimental proof of the existence of atoms, and his special theory of relativity, which introduced the world to the idea that space and time were not absolute. But it was the most famous equation from his theory, E equals mc squared, that captured the world's imagination, showing that energy and mass are 2 sides of the same coin. Though Einstein's papers were groundbreaking, it wasn't until a few years later that his theories were fully accepted by the scientific community, but the success of these papers paved the way for Einstein's rapid rise in the world of physics. In 1909, he was appointed to a position at the University of Zurich, where he continued to develop his theories. By 1914, Einstein had moved to Berlin to take up a position at the Prussian Academy of Sciences, where he would work on his general theory of relativity. In 1915, after years of hard work, Einstein completed his general theory of relativity, which was a revolutionary new way of understanding gravity. Instead of thinking of gravity as a force that pulls objects together, Einstein proposed that massive objects like the Earth and the Sun actually warp space and time around them. This idea was so radical that even many physicists didn't believe it at first. But in 1919, an astronomical experiment confirmed one of his predictions about how light bends around a massive object, and the world suddenly took notice. The discovery made Einstein an international sensation. Newspapers around the world ran headlines about his work, and he became a symbol of scientific brilliance. However, Einstein's fame didn't come without challenges. His marriage to Mileva deteriorated, and in 1919, the couple divorced. He later married his cousin, Elsa Lowenthal, who would remain his partner for the rest of his life. They lived in Berlin, and Albert became an even more outspoken figure, advocating for pacifism, human rights, and the promotion of Zionism, the movement for a Jewish homeland. In the 1930s, with the rise of Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party in Germany, Einstein's life took another turn. As a prominent Jewish intellectual and pacifist, He was forced to flee Germany when Hitler came to power in 1933. He left for Princeton, New Jersey, where he took a position at the Institute for Advanced Study, and he would spend the rest of his life there. He became a U.S. citizen in 1940. During World War II, Einstein's name was involved in the creation of the atomic bomb. In 1939, he signed a letter to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, warning about the potential for Germany to develop nuclear weapons. This letter helped spark the U.S. government's involvement in the Manhattan Project, which ultimately led to the creation of the first nuclear bombs. Though Einstein was not directly involved in the project, he later expressed deep regret about his role in its initiation, becoming a passionate advocate for nuclear disarmament in the years that followed. In his later years, Einstein focused on finding a unified field theory, a theory that would connect all the fundamental forces of nature. Though he never succeeded in this quest, his work continued to shape the future of physics. At the same time, he remained active in politics, advocating for civil rights and speaking out against racism, especially in America. Albert Einstein passed away on April 18, 1955, at the age of 76, from an aortic aneurysm. His death marked the end of an era for physics, but his influence on science, philosophy, and culture only grew in the years that followed. Einstein's legacy is immense. His theories of relativity changed the way we understand space, time, and gravity, while his work on the photoelectric effect opened the door to the development of quantum mechanics. His famous equation, E equals mc squared, is one of the most recognized formulas in the world. Beyond his scientific achievements, Einstein's voice on human rights, peace, and social justice left a lasting impact. His belief that imagination and creativity were as important as knowledge inspired generations of thinkers and dreamers. Albert Einstein was more than just a scientist. He was a symbol of the power of curiosity, creativity, and a relentless pursuit of truth. Today, his name is synonymous with genius, and his ideas continue to shape the world in ways that even he could never have imagined. Albert Einstein's life teaches us a powerful lesson. You don't need to be perfect to achieve greatness. He struggled in school, faced rejection, and was often misunderstood. But he never gave up. He kept asking questions, kept learning, and followed his curiosity no matter what others said. So remember this: your journey matters. Your questions matter. Every time you try, every time you fail and learn again, you are getting closer to success. Just like Einstein, you have something special inside you. Keep learning. Keep believing in yourself. And never stop chasing your dreams. Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more heart-touching, real-life inspired tales, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a story. Your support means the world, and I'll see you in the next one.